Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Monique LaCroix, and I am a resident of District 4 in Chaska. Last time I was here, I shared a personal story about witnessing a young man named Alex being detained by ICE as he was leaving the immigration courtroom in hopes of humanizing immigrants. Today, I will share from a different perspective. I want to begin by thanking Commissioner Fehy and Commissioner Udermann. I sincerely appreciate that you took the time with me to listen to my concerns over the phone and to discuss the complexities of immigration and public safety. That dialogue is what good governance looks like. Commissioner Lynch, you are my representative on this board. I have reached out to you to request a meeting, but I have not yet received a response. I would still very much welcome the opportunity to sit down with you, constituent to commissioner, to discuss this important decision. I am here to ask you to oppose any agreement that uses Carver County resources to house ICE detainees or participate in federal immigration enforcement. Commissioner Lynch, as a logistics professional and former township supervisor, you understand supply and demand. When you have a supply shortage, like staffing sheriff's office, it is not advisable to take on high-risk clients like ICE that drain your core resources. Right now, the sheriff's office is facing a severe supply shortage. We have seen turnover rates as high as 40%. The staffing crisis is so acute that the county had to issue a refund of nearly $200,000 to the city of Chanhassen because we physically could not provide the deputies they contracted for. If we cannot even fulfill our paid contracts to our own cities, why are we volunteering to do the federal government's work? We are facing an 8% levy increase next year. We cannot afford to divert scarce deputies or tax dollars to subsidize federal operations. But the cost goes deeper than just deputy wages, and this is a critical point for this board specifically. As you know, Minnesota is unique. We are a state-supervised, county-administered system. That means this board is directly responsible for paying for and implementing child protection, mental health services, and economic assistance. These services already consume the largest portion of our county budget. When the sheriff partners with ICE to detain and deport local residents, he is creating a downstream fiscal crisis that we taxpayers have to pay for. When a breadwinner is deported, the family is often plunged into poverty, requiring the county's assistance. When parents are separated, When parents are separated from their children, those children often enter the county's child protection system. When families live in terror, the demand for county mental health services spikes. From a fiscal perspective, this is a bad deal. The sheriff gets the enforcement headline, but the board gets the bill for the social services cleanup. Every family separated by this policy is a potential new line item in your human services budget. Commissioner Anderson, this negatively affects your priority of upstream thinking. You have correctly argued that we spend too much time reacting to crises rather than preventing them. You advocate for mental health reform and family stability. Partnering with ICE is the very definition of a downstream disaster. It creates trauma. It destabilizes families. It generates the exact mental health and economic crises you are trying to prevent. If we want to practice upstream thinking, we must stop policies that traumatize our community at the source. Now, we cannot build a healthy community on a foundation of fear. Finally, there is the risk of direct legal liability. We know that Operation Metro Surge has been chaotic. Just last week in Minneapolis, ICE agents tackled and detained a U.S. citizen simply for looking Somali. Carver County is already facing litigation from the ACLU regarding the detention of Michael Barela. When a mistake is made, when a U.S. citizen is detained in our jail, it is Carver County that gets sued. It is our levy that pays the settlement. The federal government does not indemnify us for their mistakes.
Monique, if I can interrupt, we do have a 5-minute limit and you're pushing 6. So
I have 10 seconds left.
okay.
Commissioner Udermann, you asked me for a solution. In this moment, I believe the solution is focus. The solution is to say no to the distraction of federal immigration enforcement so that our sheriff can focus 100% on hiring deputies, fulfilling local contracts, and keeping our communities safe. The solution is to support the Family Resource Center you mentioned, keeping families together rather than policies that create traumatized children. I ask you all to protect our budget, protect our upstream investments, but most importantly, protect our neighbors. Please oppose any contract with ICE. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else?